Hi students, we have to continue the lesson once again, reproductive health. Now today's topic, first cervical cancer. What is the main cause of cervical cancer? It is a viral disease, normally we can say, not absolutely. So it is caused by a sexually transmitted virus called, you know that one, human papilloma virus or HPV. It causes abnormal growth of cells in the cervix, or we can say that is cervical dysplasia. There is nothing but the abnormal growth of cells, otherwise called dysplasic condition. Now, what is the most common symptoms of cervical cancer? The affected female has pelvic pain. Then we have increased vaginal discharge and also abnormal vaginal bleeding. Continuous bleeding or just recurrently we have the bleeding. So abnormal vaginal bleeding, abnormal vaginal discharge, and also we have the pain in the pelvic region because of the location of the uterus. What are the more risk factors for the development of cervical cancer? Number one, having multiple sexual partner or over usage of contraceptive pills. When a person is consuming more and more contraceptive pills, as these pills are steroid in nature, they cause what is called the erosion and stimulate the cells to undergo multiplication, resulting in cancer. These are the two, that is the risk factors. Then, what is the diagnosis? It can be diagnosed by what is called a PAP smear. What is PAP smear? Papa-Nicolau smear. This is otherwise called Papa-Nicolau smear combined with an HPV test. HPV test. This is HPV test, not HIV, HPV test. So a smear preparation is taken from the cervix, and along with HPV test, the presence of virus, and that denotes the person is affected with the cervical cancer. So Papa-Nicolau smear preparation. That's a specific smear preparation collected from the cervical region, and test is being conducted along with what is called the presence of HPV test. Then, to find out what is called actually the different stages of cancer, in which stage the cancer is there, either in the primary stage or in the secondary stage, etc. We are using what is called X-ray or MRI scan, CT scan and PET scan. This is called positron emission transmission. Positron emission transmission. An electron having positive charge is called positron. P for positron. An electron having positive charge is called positron. So that scan is utilizing the positron emission transmission scan. So these are the different scanning methods to determine that is what is called the stage of cancer, in which stage it is there. Now what is the treatment? We have either radiotherapy, exposing the cancerous tissue to what is called the radiations, or chemotherapy, taking what is called medicines, that is in the form of oral pills or anything else. Then surgery. If the growth is enormous, that should be removed by surgery, either by exposing the cancerous tissue to the radiotherapy or radiations, or to just taking the medicines orally, or by means of removal of what is called the cancerous tissue by surgery. Okay, the last one, the preventive measures, how to prevent it. Now modern screening technique is available. It can detect pre-cancerous changes. Before the onset of what's called cancer, we can detect whether the tissue is being become what is called a cancerous growth. That's why the screening is recommended for women above the age of 30 years, once in a year, to find out whether they have any cancerous tissue in the uterus or in the breast or in the cervix. Okay. So vaccination is also available for what is called the cancer, cervical cancer. The primary vaccination begins with what is called HPV vaccine in girls aged 9 to 13 years of age. Before just they become sexually active, vaccination is available, that is called HPV vaccine. That is for girls aged 9 to 13, that is before they become sexually active. There is an onset of what is called the menstrual cycle. Before the onset of menstrual cycle, they should be given that vaccination. And other measures are, there is modifications in healthy lifestyle, and also we have healthy diet, avoiding what is called tobacco usage. So early marriages, avoiding early marriages. Okay, so these are some of the measures. Even also following monogamy. And then monogamy means with a single partner. The regular exercises. These are all the preventive measures which can prevent or which can minimize the onset of what is called cervical cancer. I mentioned about the methods to prevent, that is cervical cancer, that is screening. So that's why screening is recommended to find out and detect the precancerous changes, and it's also recommended for women above the age of 30 years. This cancer can also be prevented by vaccination. So we are just having the primary vaccination with what is called HPV vaccine for girls aged 9 to 13 years. And also there is modifications in healthy lifestyles. Then also prevent cancer. Then other methods to prevent what is called the cervical cancer are, that is healthy diet, avoiding tobacco usage, then practicing monogamy. Monogamy means having only one partner, then preventing early marriages, regular exercises. All these things together can minimize the risk of what is called developing cervical cancer. What is infertility? The inability to conceive or produce children. Even after unprotected sexual cohabitation, there is nothing but the intercourse, is called infertility. The inability to conceive or produce children. It's common both in male as well as in female. For example, in the case of male, the inability of man to produce sufficient numbers or quality of sperms to impregnate women. Or in the case of female, inability of women to become pregnant or to maintain pregnancy. That is called infertility. We have both in male and females. What are the general causes of infertility? Number one, tumors. The presence of tumors, particularly just in the pituitary gland, the one which secretes hormone for the normal development of ovary, or we have testes, etc., the formation of gametes. So number one, tumors, either in the pituitary gland or in the reproductive organs. Number two, mutations. So mutations of certain inherited genes. Such genes are responsible for the biosynthesis of the steroidal hormones, or we have the reproductive hormones. Once the genes become mutated, there is no proper secretion of the hormones, imbalance in hormones. Number three, malformation of cervix, the mouth of the uterus, or what we call the fallopian tube. So there is no conduction of what is called the egg towards the uterus, or there is no conduction of sperm through the cervix to the uterus. Then proper nutrition is not given before adulthood, in the case of female children or in the case of male children. So inadequate nutrition, particularly in the case of female before adulthood. Then long-term stress can just normally lead to the development of some healthy aspects, affecting the healthy aspects, particularly the menstrual cycle. That is what we have long-term stress. So stress is also one of the important causes of what we have, that is infertility. Then ingestion of toxins. When some heavy metals present in the food has been taken, for example, heavy metal like cadmium, that may cause damage to the reproductive system, particularly the pituitary gland as well as the organs concerned. Then heavy use of alcohol, tobacco usage as well as marijuana, that's what we have, nothing but the drugs. That will affect the reproductive system, that will affect the secretion of the hormones, so infertility is caused. This is very common in the case of males. They only use, that is alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, that is what we have the drugs, drug abuse. Then injury to the gonads, if the gonads are injured, or we have aging. Because of aging process also, there is no proper conception, or we have the production of children. This is because of the drawbacks either in the case of male or in the case of females. Now see what are the other causes. Other causes of what is called infertility, both in male and females. For example, in the case of both male and females, underdeveloped testes and ovary, or in the case of females, what we have pelvic inflammatory disease, etc. I want to give separately other causes of infertility in male as well as in female. What are the other causes of infertility? Now let's take in female. The development of PID, what is called pelvic inflammatory disease. Uterine fibroids, nothing but the fibrous growth in the wall of the uterus and the inner lining. Then endometriosis, the inflammation of the inner wall of the uterus, what is called endometrium. These are the most common cause of, that is cancer, what we have actually infertility, not cancer, we'll take that one, cause of infertility. Along with cancer also, but mainly infertility. So, PID, uterine fibroids and endometriosis, nothing but the inflammation of the endometrium, the inner wall of the uterus. These are the most common cause of what we call infertility. Now, low body weight. There is a condition called anorexia, otherwise called loss of appetite. So, this is common in the case of women, a psychotic eating disorder characterized by a fear of gaining weight. So female are normally not taking much food in order to maintain the body weight, and that is why they have the fear of gaining weight. They are not taking what's called much food. That is one of the causes also for infertility. Now they have developed antibodies. The females have developed antibodies against her partner's sperm. So normally they don't develop antibodies against the sperm of their own partner, but some cases females have developed antibodies against her partner's sperm. These are all some of the actually causes, reasons for the development of infertility in female. What are the main causes in male? Undescended testes, failure of testes to descend into the scrotum, that is called cryptorchidism. We have seen already in the reproductive system. Then swollen veins, that condition is called varicocele in scrotum. Development of swollen veins and descended testes, otherwise called as cryptorchidism, we have seen already in the human reproductive system. Then tight clothing is also one of the causes because it rises the temperature of the scrotum, or in the scrotum, thereby affecting the sperm production. Then we have males also develop autoimmune what's called responses against their own sperm. They develop autoimmune responses, autoimmune disease, a system which affects its own cells. Likewise here, males may develop an autoimmune response to their own sperm. These are the main causes for the development of infertility in male. The common cause both in male and females, underdeveloped testes in male or ovaries in female. So these are all the different causes both in male and females. Other causes, already mentioned different causes, and in addition we have these are all the other causes, specific causes in male and female. So with that I concluded infertility. We have to go for assisted reproductive technology. Now the next part is assisted reproductive technology, simply called as ART. It's nothing but a collection of procedures which includes handling gametes or embryos, outside the body to achieve pregnancy is known as ART. It normally increases the chance of pregnancy in infertile, that is, couples, both male and females. What are the different methods adapted in the case of ART? Number 1, intrauterine insemination, IUI. Number 2, in vitro fertilization, test tube baby method, IVF. Embryo transfer, the transfer of the embryo at 8-cell stage. Intrauterine transfer, transferring the embryo directly into the uterus. Zygote intrafallopian transfer, ZIFT, that is placing the fertilized egg or we have the embryo at 8-cell stage in the fallopian tube. That gamete intrafallopian transfer, here the egg is placed along with the sperm in the fallopian tube. So fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube to be transported to the uterus after fertilization and after 8-cell stage. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection is highly specific because we are injecting only one sperm into the egg cytoplasm. that is called intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Then surrogacy, a person who is bearing the pregnancy on behalf of another person. Okay, that's called surrogacy. We'll talk about soon, one by one. Pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, before implantation of the fertilized egg, that's at 8-cell stage in the uterine wall, we have to undergo the diagnosis before implantation. Then oocyte and sperm donation, we have sperm bank and then oocyte bank. They will provide the sperm or egg when there is a need for infertile couples. So we have to talk about one by one the different methods adapted in ART in the forthcoming classes. With that I conclude about this class. We have to talk about more in the next class. Thank you.